When you grow old, you should avoid certain individuals in life. As the years pass, life transforms into a rich tapestry of experiences, lessons, and truths. By the time you reach your golden years, you will have accumulated a wealth of wisdom that guides your decisions and shapes your priorities. One of the most valuable lessons aging teaches is this: not every person who crosses your path deserves to stay in your life. In fact, some people can harm your peace and well-being in ways you may not immediately recognize. It is these individuals, the ones who bring discord, stress, or harm, that you must learn to avoid. This truth is not about bitterness or judgment, but about self-preservation and the recognition that your later years are precious. They are a time for joy, reflection, and meaningful relationships. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this idea. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The Tale of the Scorpion and the Frog. One quiet evening by the riverbank, a frog was preparing for its usual journey across the water. It was a simple creature accustomed to its life of jumping through reeds and gliding gracefully in the water. The frog enjoyed solitude in the rhythm of the river's current. But on this particular day, a scorpion approached. The frog noticed the sharp glint of its tail, the ominous curve that promised danger, and felt a deep sense of unease. "Frog," the scorpion began, its voice smooth and persuasive, "I need to cross the river, but I cannot swim. Would you allow me to ride on your back to the other side?" The frog hesitated. "But you are a scorpion," it replied cautiously, instinctively wary. "If I carry you on my back, you might sting me. Your venom would kill me." The scorpion tilted its head, feigning sincerity. "Why would I do such a thing? If I sting you, we'll both drown. Trust me, I have no reason to harm you." The logic seemed sound. The scorpion's words were measured, its tone disarming. Against its better judgment, the frog decided to trust. "Very well," it said, bending low to allow the scorpion to climb onto its back. "But I hope your words are true." As the frog leaped into the water, it felt the familiar rhythm of the river beneath it. It moved steadily, feeling the scorpion's weight pressing between its shoulders. Each stroke of the frog's legs carried them closer to the opposite bank. For a moment the frog felt relieved. It had chosen kindness, and kindness was the right path, wasn't it? But as they reached the middle of the river, something happened. The frog felt a sudden searing pain in its back, a sharp sting that sent waves of fire coursing through its body. Its limbs faltered, the steady rhythm of its swimming broken by the paralysis creeping through its veins. The frog turned its head weakly, water splashing around it. "Why?" it gasped, its voice a whisper against the gurgling current. "Why would you sting me? You've doomed us both." The scorpion, still perched on the frog's back, seemed almost regretful as it replied, "I couldn't help it, it's in my nature." And so they both began to sink. The frog's body grew heavy, its vision blurred, and the scorpion's weight dragged them deeper into the cold, dark water. The river, indifferent to their tragedy, flowed on. This tale is not merely a story, it is a mirror reflecting a profound truth about human nature. Like the scorpion, some individuals are governed by their inherent tendencies they cannot or will not change, no matter the cost. Their words may be cloaked in logic, their promises may seem genuine, but their actions ultimately reveal who they truly are. The scorpion didn't sting the frog out of malice or spite, it stung because it could not overcome its own nature. And the frog, despite its instincts and initial hesitation, placed its trust in the scorpion's words rather than its own understanding of the scorpion's character. Both paid the price. This story is not just about caution, it is about wisdom. It reminds us that while kindness is a virtue, it must be tempered with discernment. The frog's mistake was not in its willingness to help, but in ignoring what it already knew about the scorpion. This is the lesson: trust must be earned, not freely given to those who show patterns of harm. As we reflect on this tale, we are invited to look at our own lives. Are there scorpions we have carried across rivers, hoping they might change? Have we ignored the warning signs in favor of promises that were never kept? And most importantly, have we learned when to say no, not out of bitterness, but out of self-preservation? In life, some people, like the scorpion, cannot or will not change their nature. Their promises may sound sincere, and their logic may seem convincing, but their actions will eventually betray them. It is not cruel to protect yourself from such individuals. On the contrary, it is an act of wisdom and self-respect. The river flows on, indifferent to who sinks or swims, but the choices we make, who we allow on our journey, who we trust, and who we avoid, determine whether we reach the other side in peace or in pain. Be the frog that learns, the one that listens to its instincts and chooses the path of wisdom. In doing so, you safeguard not just your journey but the peace and purpose of your life. Why avoiding toxic people is crucial in your later years. As you reach the later chapters of life, the world looks different. Time feels more precious, peace becomes a priority, and the noise that once consumed your days fades into the background. This is not just a period of reflection, but also one of intention, a time to decide what truly matters and who deserves a place in the sacred space of your life. At this stage, every interaction holds weight. The relationships you nurture should bring joy, comfort, and meaning. Yet, not all connections are created equal. Some people, those who bring toxicity, conflict, or emotional harm, pose a direct threat to the peace you've worked so hard to build. Avoiding such individuals isn't an act of cruelty or selfishness. It's a profound act of self-care and wisdom. The cost of toxicity in your later years. The damage caused by toxic people is often subtle at first. Their words may sting lightly, their actions may seem excusable. But over time, their presence chips away at your emotional strength, your health, and your ability to find joy. Here's why removing these individuals from your life is not just important, it's essential. 1. Your emotional energy is sacred. By the time you've reached your golden years, you've likely faced your share of challenges, heartbreaks, and sacrifices. Now, your emotional energy is a precious resource that should be spent on the people and pursuits that uplift you. Toxic individuals, those who criticize, manipulate, or drain your spirit, deplete this energy without giving anything in return. Every moment spent in their orbit is a moment stolen from your happiness. 2. The link between stress and health. Science has repeatedly shown the connection between emotional well-being and physical health. Chronic stress, often caused by negative relationships, can manifest as high blood pressure, weakened immunity, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. In your later years, protecting your health is paramount, and that begins with safeguarding your peace of mind. Avoiding toxic people isn't just good for your spirit, it's vital for your body. 3. You deserve peace. After decades of hard work and navigating the complexities of life, you've earned the right to peace. Toxic people disrupt that peace with their chaos, criticism, or demands. They bring drama where there should be tranquility, conflict where there should be understanding. At this stage, you owe it to yourself to cultivate an environment that feels safe, nurturing, and free of unnecessary negativity. 4. Time becomes more precious. As you grow older, you realize that time is finite. Each day is an opportunity to create memories, connect with loved ones, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Toxic individuals steal this time with their conflicts, their crises, and their inability to respect boundaries. Every moment spent managing their behavior is a moment lost to the beauty and joy of life. 5. Your legacy reflects your choices. In your later years, your legacy becomes clearer. The people you surround yourself with influence the stories your loved ones will tell about you, the lessons they'll learn from your life. By choosing to spend your time with those who uplift and inspire you, you create a legacy of love, wisdom, and resilience. Conversely, allowing toxic individuals to dominate your life can leave a shadow over the lessons you hope to impart. The emotional toll of neglecting this lesson. Imagine waking up each day with a heavy heart, anticipating the negativity that a toxic person will bring into your life. Perhaps it's the critical relative whose words leave you doubting yourself, or the demanding friend who always takes but never gives. Over time, their presence creates an emotional fog, obscuring the joy and gratitude you could otherwise feel. The emotional toll of toxic relationships is cumulative. It shows up as exhaustion, irritability, or even sadness. It colors your perspective on life, making it harder to appreciate the blessings you've been given. Most heartbreakingly, it steals your ability to live fully in the present moment, a gift that becomes even more precious as the years pass. The freedom of letting go. When you make the decision to distance yourself from toxic individuals, something extraordinary happens. You begin to reclaim your power. The weight that once pressed on your shoulders lifts, and the space once occupied by negativity fills with light and possibility. Letting go of toxic relationships is not always easy. It may involve difficult conversations, feelings of guilt, or even loneliness. But it is an act of courage and self-respect. By removing these individuals from your life, you are not just protecting yourself, you are making room for relationships that truly nourish your soul. The call to action. Choose peace over chaos in your later years. The choices you make are no longer about climbing ladders or chasing ambitions. They are about preserving what is sacred: your time, your health, and your inner peace. Avoiding toxic people is not about rejecting others. It's about choosing yourself. It's about recognizing that your well-being is worth protecting, that your happiness is worth prioritizing. Surround yourself with people who celebrate who you are, not those who demand you change. Invest your time in relationships that bring laughter, love, and understanding. Let go of the ones that bring stress, pain, or doubt. In doing so, you honor not just the life you've lived but the years still ahead of you. Life is a gift, and every day is an opportunity to cherish it. Choose to spend your days with those who bring light into your life, not those who dim it. In this choice, you find freedom, peace, and the fulfillment you've always deserved. The types of people to avoid. As the years go by and life reveals its truths, one of the most profound realizations is this: not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. While some people nurture your spirit and bring you joy, others cast shadows that can darken your days and weigh on your heart. Recognizing the difference between these two types of individuals is not just a skill, it's an act of self-preservation. In your later years, the people you surround yourself with have a more profound impact than ever before. They shape your emotional well-being, influence the peace you feel, and even affect your physical health. Some relationships, no matter how familiar or long-standing, can no longer be justified if they bring harm. The question then becomes, who should you avoid to protect your peace and happiness? The answer lies in understanding the patterns of those who bring harm. These individuals may not always show their true nature immediately, but over time, their behaviors become clear. They are the ones who drain your energy, chip away at your confidence, or create unnecessary conflict in your life. Their actions may not always be overtly malicious, but the impact is undeniable. To safeguard your well-being, it's crucial to recognize these patterns and make the difficult but necessary choice to distance yourself. One such type is the constant critic. This is the person who never seems satisfied, no matter what you do. Their words may be framed as advice or concern, but they leave you feeling diminished, as if you're never quite good enough. Over time, their criticism begins to erode your self-esteem, making you question even your most cherished accomplishments. Life is too short to spend it seeking approval from someone who is determined to find fault. Then there are the manipulators, the ones who use your kindness, generosity, or love as tools for their own gain. They might shower you with flattery when they need something, only to disappear when the favor is done. Their relationships are transactional, rooted not in mutual care, but in what they can extract from you. These individuals often leave you feeling used and unappreciated, and their presence in your life creates a cycle of giving without receiving. In your later years, you deserve relationships that are based on mutual respect, not manipulation. Another type to avoid is the drama magnet. These individuals thrive on chaos, conflict, and attention. Their lives are a constant whirlwind of crises, many of which are self-created. They drag you into their problems, pulling you into a storm of negativity and stress. Their issues become yours, leaving you drained and anxious. While it's natural to want to support loved ones during hard times, it's important to recognize when someone's drama is habitual and self-perpetuating. Protecting your peace means knowing when to step away from someone who cannot or will not calm the storm they create. Equally damaging are the unrepentant offenders, those who repeatedly hurt you and yet never truly change. They may apologize, promise to do better, or even shed tears of remorse, but their actions remain the same. Their words are empty, temporary salves for wounds they have no intention of stopping themselves from inflicting. Over time, you learn that their apologies are not a bridge to better behavior but a trap that keeps you tethered to their cycle of harm. Letting go of such people is not an act of cruelty but one of liberation. Finally, there are the pessimists, those who see the worst in every situation and cast a shadow of doubt over your hopes and dreams. Their negativity seeps into your conversations, leaving you feeling hopeless or hesitant about the future. While it's important to acknowledge life's challenges, surrounding yourself with constant pessimism robs you of the joy and gratitude that make life worth living. In your later years, you deserve companions who encourage you to see the beauty in life, not those who focus only on its flaws. Avoiding these types of people doesn't mean you're unkind or unforgiving. It means you value your peace and well-being enough to make thoughtful choices about who you allow into your life. By recognizing harmful patterns and setting boundaries, you protect not only your happiness but also the time and energy you have left to spend on what truly matters. Surround yourself with those who celebrate you, support you, and bring light into your life. These are the relationships that make your later years not just meaningful, but truly beautiful. How to identify harmful relationships. In the journey of life, relationships serve as both a mirror and a refuge. They reflect who we are and provide the comfort we seek in moments of vulnerability. Yet, not all relationships nurture the soul. Some drain it. Some wound it, and the most insidious ones do so in ways that are difficult to recognize until the damage has already been done. Learning to identify harmful relationships is not merely a skill, it is a form of self-preservation, especially in your later years when peace and joy become your highest priorities. Harmful relationships often wear disguises. They may begin with charm, affection, or shared moments of joy, only to later reveal patterns of behavior that erode your well-being. The danger lies in how easily you can overlook the early signs, dismissing them as one-off incidents or excusing them out of loyalty or love. But the truth is that patterns rarely lie. Harmful relationships are not defined by occasional missteps but by recurring behaviors that consistently diminish you. One of the clearest indicators of a harmful relationship is how you feel after spending time with someone. Healthy relationships leave you feeling uplifted, supported, and valued. Harmful ones, however, do the opposite. If you consistently leave interactions feeling drained, anxious, or doubting your worth, it's a sign that the relationship may not be serving your well-being. Pay attention to your emotions. They are your body's way of telling you when something is amiss. Another hallmark of a harmful relationship is the presence of manipulation. Manipulators have a way of making you feel responsible for their emotions, subtly twisting situations to place the burden on your shoulders. They may use guilt, shame, or even affection as tools to control you, leaving you trapped in a cycle of giving more than you receive. Over time, this dynamic chips away at your sense of independence and self-worth. Relationships built on manipulation are not partnerships. They are power struggles in disguise. Criticism is another red flag that should not be ignored. While constructive feedback is a natural part of any healthy relationship, harmful individuals weaponize criticism to undermine your confidence. Their words are not meant to guide or support you but to keep you in a state of self-doubt. Over time, their constant nitpicking can make you question even your most basic decisions, leaving you feeling small and incapable. Harmful relationships often involve a disregard for boundaries. These individuals fail to respect your needs, preferences, or limits, prioritizing their desires above your comfort. They may dismiss your requests for space or belittle your attempts to set boundaries, leaving you feeling disrespected and unheard. A relationship without mutual respect is not a safe space. It is a battleground where your sense of self is constantly under siege. One of the most subtle yet damaging indicators of a harmful relationship is a lack of reciprocity. In these relationships, you are the one who is always giving your time, your energy, your care, while receiving little to nothing in return. Whether it's emotional support, practical help, or simple acts of kindness, The imbalance leaves you feeling unappreciated and taken for granted. True relationships are built on mutual effort, not one-sided sacrifice. Perhaps the most telling sign of all is the repetition of harmful patterns despite promises of change. Apologies followed by repeated offenses are a clear indicator of insincerity. Words without action are hollow, and a relationship built on empty promises is one that will inevitably bring heartache. Change requires effort and commitment, and if someone continually fails to show either, it may be time to walk away. To identify harmful relationships, you must first cultivate self-awareness. Pay attention to how others' actions and words affect you, and trust your instincts. When something feels wrong, it is not selfish to prioritize your well-being, it is an act of self-respect. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift you, who respect your boundaries, and who value the person you are. Life is too short to spend in relationships that do anything less. By recognizing harmful patterns and choosing to step away from them, you reclaim your power and protect the peace you've worked so hard to achieve. The relationships you nurture in your later years should add richness to your life, not detract from it. Let go of those who harm you and embrace the ones who truly honor the gift of your presence. Protecting your peace. Avoiding toxic individuals doesn't mean living in isolation, it means being intentional about the people you allow into your life. Here's how to protect your peace. 1. Set clear boundaries. Let people know what behavior is acceptable and what isn't. Stand firm in your boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable. 2. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out relationships that bring joy, laughter, and mutual respect. Whether it's family, friends, or a local community group, invest in connections that nourish your spirit. 3. Embrace the power of no. Saying no is a powerful act of self-care. Decline invitations or requests from individuals who bring negativity into your life. Focus on those who value you. 4. Choose growth over stagnation. Surround yourself with individuals who are open to learning, growing, and improving themselves. They will inspire you to continue evolving. The gift of wisdom, choosing peace in your golden years. As the years unfold and life reveals its deeper truths, one realization becomes inescapably clear. The time you have is finite, and every moment is sacred. In your golden years, the weight of this understanding is profound. You've lived through seasons of joy and challenge, carried responsibilities, and made sacrifices. Now your well-being is your greatest treasure, a sanctuary to protect, nurture, and cherish. Choosing peace in this stage of life is not merely a preference but a necessity. It is a conscious decision to prioritize what uplifts you and release what does not. Avoiding harmful individuals is not an act of bitterness, nor is it a rejection of kindness or forgiveness. Instead, it is an act of self-respect and wisdom, a recognition that you deserve a life filled with light and meaning, free from the burdens of negativity. True kindness, after all, is never at odds with wisdom. You can extend compassion without allowing yourself to be diminished. You can offer forgiveness while holding firm boundaries that protect your heart. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, a release of resentment that liberates your spirit, but it does not mean granting someone perpetual access to your life, especially if their presence brings harm or discord. Your golden years are not a quiet ending, they are a luminous celebration of all you have become. They are a time to honor your journey, to revel in the love and lessons that have shaped you, and to embrace the peace you've earned. Protect these years fiercely. Choose relationships that bring laughter, understanding, and warmth. Seek out activities that awaken your passions and moments that make your spirit soar. By surrounding yourself with positivity and releasing what no longer serves you, you create a legacy, not only for yourself but for those who follow. Your example becomes a living testament to the power of intentional living, a reminder to your children, grandchildren, and loved ones that life is most beautiful when lived with authenticity and purpose. The gift of wisdom in your golden years is the clarity to see what truly matters and the courage to act on it. It is the ability to say no to what weighs you down and yes to what lifts you up. It is the quiet strength to let go of relationships, habits, or commitments that no longer align with your well-being, knowing that in doing so, you make space for joy, serenity, and love. In this choice lies your greatest power, the power to craft a life that honors the person you are today, the power to fill your days with light, to create memories that bring peace, and to leave behind a legacy of grace, love, and wisdom. This is your time. Celebrate it, protect it, and let it shine. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.